Where are we on this conversation right now? Incrementally, are these things eventually going to help this equity market at least find a floor?
Yeah, I think eventually the impact will be muted. Such meetings with institutions are frequent and unsurprising move in times of weak sentiment. We saw a similar meeting with private fund managers last week and another meeting with foreign asset managers recently as well. Regulators also held meetings with pension fund and large banks in April last year amid a rout, but the CSI 300 just kept falling for another 6% before bottoming back then. So history is showing that, such moves are just showing signs of desperation. So far, we are actually not seeing any significant improvement in sentiment among investors for Chinese stocks, onshore and offshore. And we've been reporting that the CSI 300, I should say the onshore markets have been seeing, a long streak of funds being withdrawn, and that's hit a record on Wednesday. Although that record got broken on Thursday, I think this may just be a little bit of a sort of blip in a otherwise downward trend.
Lianting, Bank of America had an interesting survey talking about consumer sentiment in China. It's actually seeing some signs of improvement. Tell us more.
Yeah, it's quite interesting that consumer sentiment actually improved according to their survey in August, snapping several months of declines. The proportion of consumers planning to spend more over the next 6 months and to trade up to more expensive brands increased in August compared with June. Analysts in Bank of America said that it's likely helped by booming services demand during the summer. And we saw box office data that was like a record I believe last week. And Morgan Stanley actually also said that they prefer consumer discretionary sector while downgrading many other sectors in a report yesterday. Oh, sorry, I should say just today. So I think overall, it's a very uneven recovery. We saw people liking to spend on movies, on travel, on food, but they're not really buying big ticket items because property downturn is making people feel quite vulnerable as most of Chinese household wealth is tied to property.